What is up, y'all? Welcome to the Titan Report podcast game recap versus the Cleveland Browns. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. We have a lot to talk about with the Titans versus Browns, Shedeur Sanders, Cam, and also college football. The playoffs is out. Do want to talk about NFL headlines as well, as we're through every game except 2 games, which we're to bring down and be talking about. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. If y'all like, subscribe, support the show if y'all can. We're going to break down the show, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give my thoughts and my takes, my top 5 thoughts and takes today. Also talking about college football and other stuff around the league. So appreciate y'all coming back and tuning in the show. Number 1, let's get into the game summary and the game stats. So, all right, the Titans get the ball first. Cleveland wanted to give Tennessee the ball first. Titans are in a snowy condition in Cleveland. It's cold. It's snowing. Cam Moore's never played in the snow before. So obviously Tennessee starts to drive off. They go 53 yards to start on the Tennessee 47 because a big return from Seymour DK. A total of 5.5 minutes. Cam Ward, after going in this game, after 2 yards rushing, Udo reported is eligible. Alec Iamaner and Cam Ward connect for the touchdown. Here is the play.
What's up? Ward fakes, looking to throw, back and open into the end zone for a touchdown. Hey, Iamaner.
All right, so it's good to see Cam Ward and Alec Iamaner getting the sync right there, ladies and gentlemen. And also, for the first time this season, that was the first time the Titans went to go down and score first, especially on the touchdown. So that was actually nice to see. All right, so the Browns get the ball now. And here is Jeffrey Simmons making an impact play, as he always does.
3rd and 11. Sanders is going to try and run, and he's knocked down at the 11-yard line by Jalen Harrell, and Jeffrey Simmons was involved.
All right, that was Jeffrey Simmons right there getting the sack on Shedeur Sanders, who had one of the big games today for the Titans. Forces the 3-and-out for Cleveland right there. Here's some boos from the Browns fans. Could have been a completed call with maybe hands to the face, but looked clean right there. Then the Titans go down, and obviously this is rough. They go 8 plays, 22 yards, but Cam Ward gets interception. And one of his biggest mistakes today on a low crosser route. Cam Ward was intended for Alec, but Devin Bush in coverage makes the interception. Then the field goal for Cleveland makes it 7-3, and almost ending the first quarter, 1 play, 65 yards for Mr. Tony Pollard.
35, extra lineman in, and there goes Tony Pollard. And Pollard up across the 45 and across midfield. What a block downfield. Pollard still going. Unbelievable run. He's going to take it to the house for a touchdown, Titans.
All right, so after that big Tony Pollard rushing touchdown, had a really good game on the ground, which we're going to explain later on in the show. But so the Cleveland Browns go down 4 plays, 60 yards. Obviously, a big penalty from Joey Sly you don't like, which is a big negative, which we're talking about later in the show. And 4 plays, 60 yards, 14-10. After back-to-back punts, Tennessee lets Cleveland get the ball on their own 26, and they go down and they go score from the 60-yard pass from Shedeur to Jerry Jeudy. Now it's 17-14 at halftime, and this is where you start to get concerned. 3rd quarter, Cleveland gets the ball, and it's just series of punts and punts to start out, and this is starting to become a snooze fest. Heading into late in the 3rd quarter, Shedeur Sanders makes a big mistake, and here is the reason why.
That happened several times underneath today.
Sanders in trouble here. He gets away and fires open. He was for a moment at the 30, but it's intercepted by Xavier Woods on the.
All right, Shedeur Sanders is waiting in the pocket right there, and obviously so much time. And Shedeur Sanders sets up a punt. A quarterback punt is what we're going to call it. And Shedeur Sanders lets it up for Xavier Woods, takes it back 35 yards to the Cleveland 38. And Tennessee has got plus territory. And guess what? On 2 plays, none other than who else on the ground today with his 2nd touchdown, Tony Pollard.
Make it 17, and Pollard straight up the gut. Pollard to the end zone. Touchdown, Titans.
Speaking of.
All right, so at that time, it's 21-17 now, heading into the 4th quarter. The Browns and the Titans both exchange punts. And also, for the 2nd time today, here is none other than Jeffrey Simmons getting a huge sack.
Sanders looked one way, and he's sacked back inside the 12.
All right, so Jeffrey Simmons get a big sack, and after the Titans get to punt the football away, the Cleveland Browns fumble the football. Dylan Sampson fumbled it. Marcus Harris punched it out. Cedric Gray recovers it on that one. And the Titans finally cash in on the mistakes. So here it is, Cam Ward, Steamer DK time for the touchdown.
3rd and goal for Ward. Fires, caught, touchdown, Titans. DK in the end zone.
All right, great touchdown right there. Can't stop, cannot take the foot off the gas. So 28-17. Now Cleveland is going to punt it after a slow drive of going 6 plays for 18 yards of 1 minute and 5 seconds. And then James Williams, for the first time since Tim Shaw back in 2012, gets a block punt, and Mike Brown recovers it right there. Here is that play.
It's blocked. Picked up. The Titans have it inside the 30-yard line.
All right, so it was a great play from second-year man James Williams, at linebacker out of Miami, who originally played safety, converted to linebacker last season. So, obviously, the Browns go 5 plays, 66 yards. Shedeur Sanders rushes up the middle. Also, they failed the 2-point conversion. Cedric Gray gets the fumble there. So, the Titans exchange a punt, but the Browns go down and they go score. So, it's 31-29. The biggest thing was, if they're going to convert this 2-point conversion, check out this funky of a play.
No Shedeur. It's Judkins on the direct snap. He was supposed to pitch it, but didn't and couldn't. And now he's going to have to throw it, and he does. And it's incomplete. And
all right, so I think we can all give a big sigh of relief. And we're going to read out some stats, and then we're going to go into NFL headlines and college football headlines talking about the playoff. So Cam Ward today was 14-28 for a total of 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 sack today, which is a big improvement. We'll talk about that later on. Tony Pollard, his best day as a Titan alone, I think, in my opinion, 25, 161, 2 touchdowns, and 2 big 20-yard runs. Receiving, not too big today. Biggest receiver, Steamer DK, 5 receptions, 24 yards, and 1 touchdown. Tyler Spears was next with 2 for 28. Also, Chig was third with 2 for 20 today. Also, Alec Eierman with 1, that big 14-yard touchdown. Also, interceptions, Xavier Woods had 1, but Cedric Gray led the day again with tackles today with 17. Jeffrey Simmons right behind him with 9. Also had that 1.5 sack. Love that to see from Jeffrey Simmons. Also, another sack was Jaden Harrell. So, there you go. Those are the stats in Tennessee right there. Let's go to Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders, 23-42, 364 with 3 touchdowns, 1 pick with the 2 big sacks. He also had 3 attempts for 29 yards. Junkins had 14 attempts, 26 yards on the ground. Bannon had the Titans on their horses today. 8 receptions, 114 with the big touchdown. Jerry Jeudy with 3 receptions, 76 yards, and 1 touchdown. For the Browns, though, Devin Bush got that 1 interception. Carson Schwarzenegger, who actually I heard a lot about him, he had a total of 17 tackles today. Also with Devin Bush with that as well. Myles Garrett with that 1 sack, minus of 9 yards today. That was the only sack they got on the team. All right, so that is the stats today. I do want to give my 3 takeaways, and then we'll move on to other important things. So here's my big takeaways on this. I have 5 takeaways on this game alone. We saw what Shedeur Sanders can do, and I think a lot of people were surprised about how Shedeur Sanders played today, and I'm really not. I think Shedeur Sanders really played well. You know, I think Shedeur Sanders has a decent system around him in Cleveland. I think you need to get better personnels in there. I think Cleveland also needs to decide what the heck they're going to be doing. I'm not sure if he's going to be the starting quarterback next year, but if he makes these strides going on through the rest of the season, he very much could be the quarterback going forward. Jeffrey Simmons, number 2. I honestly think Jeffrey Simmons made a better impact on the field than Myles Garrett did. Simmons was everywhere, again, with 9 tackles, 1.5 sacks. Simmons, baller. And Simmons now with 8 sacks, of the year. His best were 8.5 back in 2021. Simmons is just getting better and better each by year. Simmons is one of his healthy years. And Simmons got hurt. I know a couple games, missed 2 games, but this is the peak of Jeffrey Simmons right here. You know this guy wants to win. You know this guy is hungry to win. And the Titans need to build the defense around Simmons and around Cam. And I think they definitely need to make sure they do that for next year. But 7 tackles, man. Also, a quarterback hit on Shedeur Sanders as well. But he made 2 big impact sacks to pressure the Browns, put them on 4th downs. Love to see that from Jeff Simmons today. Also, Myles Garrett, the Titans offensive line, shout out to them. Number 3, containing Myles Garrett. The Titans did a great job on coaching, and especially the offensive line, just to contain Myles Garrett, to stop him. Leading sacks in the NFL, coming in with 19. He got 1 today. That's huge. That's huge. He got 1 sack. And I think the Titans did a really nice job at that, getting the ball out, running the ball, attacking him, throwing where he's at to make sure he was off balance. Yes, they neutralized him in the run game, in the pass game. Really nice to see that. I love Myles Garrett. Dan Moore did a pretty nice job against him today. Turnovers. The Titans did a great job creating turnovers, but not stalling and getting points. This is the biggest problem for the Titans this year, is when they get to turnovers and can't score. And they got 17 points off of turnovers today. That's a huge improvement. Ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason why Tennessee won today. It's because of those turnovers. That's what led to the points. Love to see that from the Titans today, too. Number 5, Tony Pollard. A lot of people, including myself, were questioning Tony Pollard heading into this season, is be like, hey, man, is this his final year? Especially in the last couple games, he's been struggling. Last 2 games, Tony Pollard's been on a tear. And really, the Titans' offensive line needs to be better around Tony Pollard. Big game for him today. Big 2 touchdowns. And that was amazing. And also the last thing, the block punt. I mean, that's amazing, man. James Williams got up there. Titans special teams, man, is putting in the work. Especially they've been struggling over the years, special teams. Now it's great to see. All right, we're gonna do player of the game, and a lot of people are probably expecting me to put Cam Ward or Tony Pollard. You know what? I'm gonna put Tony Pollard, but as an underrated honorable mention is Corey Levin. I'm putting him on here. And because of a reason, he's been playing out so well for the last 2 weeks. Corey Levin, man, filling in for Lloyd Cushenberry's shoes. We all knew what he can do. Corey Levin's a veteran. He's been here before. He's done this so many times. I think it should be the honorable mention of the player of the game in the offensive line. He's one of the reasons why the Titans won today. His leadership. I've always loved Corey Levin for years, especially in the backup role. And, Lloyd Cushenberry being injured, I'm not saying Lloyd Cushenberry's bad or anything, but who knows what's going to happen in the offseason. But, man, Corey Levin, man, stepped up today on the offensive line. It's really, really good to see. Some notes, though, is the Titans got to clean up the penalties. 11 penalties for 86 yards. You got to clean that up. Obviously, yes, it wasn't a huge factor. But, in that game, you want to make sure you limit those dumb shot in the foot penalties. You need to limit those somehow in some way. I truly think time of possession is another reason why they won the game. 31 minutes in time of possession today for the Titans, but that's another big thing as well. So the Tennessee Titans should tip themselves and tip the hat on the good win today. So that's my thoughts on the game. Let's head into college football. The playoff came out, and oh my gosh, man, ladies and gentlemen, what a weekend. And I'm just going to say this, so we're going to read it off. Indiana's number 1. Ohio State's 2. Georgia's 3. Texas Tech is 4. Oregon 5. And Ole Miss is 6. Perfect 6. A&M 7. This is where things get funky. Oklahoma 8. Alabama doesn't move at 9. Number 10 is Miami. Number 11, Tulane and JMU. And James Madison University, excuse me. Here's my thing, though. I think Vanderbilt and Texas should have maybe had a chance. Notre Dame as well should have had a chance. My whole thing is that I'm just going to give this statement out there. Alabama should not be in the playoffs. Alabama, I don't think they should be in the playoffs. They got embarrassed. Last night, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to say it. I don't care where it was at. I don't care where this thing was played. Alabama got smoked. They could not run the football. Ty Simpson looks looked so pressured yesterday. He didn't look good on the field yesterday. My whole thing is I'm so surprised Alabama did not move down. I think this is the biggest question in the committee. And the second thing is I don't like JMU. I understand. I'm great. JMU and Tulane in the playoffs. Good luck. But I think the committee's got to change things up and be like, hey, I don't think these teams deserve to be in the playoffs. I want to see teams like Vanderbilt. I want to see a team like Miami and Texas fight for it. Or another thing that we can look at is a wild card. You know how baseball, they have wild cards, or in basketball. Basketball is a better example that they have these plans. I want to see a plan. I want to see a plan. I want to see Miami and Vandy play for that. I really, really want to see that. And then whoever wins makes the playoffs. Whoever loses out. That would be so exciting for college football, and see if the committee would add that. Number 3, A&M. Excuse me, not A&M, Notre Dame. Whoa. Look, it makes sense because Miami beat Notre Dame, but holy moly, man, that's insane. And Notre Dame's got to think about going to a conference. You got to think about going to a pro conference, man. That is absolutely insane. If they don't think about going to a conference now, I don't think they ever will, right? All right, let's get into some NFL headlines. So, today the Steelers beat the Ravens at home on the road 27-22. Aaron Rodgers 284 passing with a touchdown. Man, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are in trouble, and they look like their playoff hopes look the slimmer week by week. The Seahawks destroy the Falcons 37-9. Sam Darnold with a 3-touchdown day. And Atlanta, man, they've been struggling. Kirk Cousins with 2 interceptions. They don't look good at all. Man, a tough one, but Daniel Jones goes down. I mean, obviously not for Titans fans, it's a tough one, but I hate to see a guy go down like that. Daniel Jones tears his Achilles, it looks like, per sources, Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter. Looks like Daniel Jones is done for the season. That's a big break, man. Indianapolis is in huge trouble. And Indy, like I mentioned on the show, we don't know how long. We don't know how long Indianapolis is going to have here. They have to play Jacksonville one more time. We have to see how their schedule is going to go. But man, losing to Jacksonville this week was a huge break. And Daniel Jones' season is over. So they lose 36-19. Trevor Lawrence with 2 touchdowns on the day. ETN with 2 on the ground. Minnesota blows out Washington. J.J. McCarthy, who had a good game today with 3 touchdowns of his own of 163. Jaden Daniels, a guy, again, is hurt for the second week in a row. We don't know how he's doing. We have to see. He could be missing some time as well. Miami demolishes New York 34-10. Tyrod Taylor, yes, did get injured. Brady Cook was in the game. Tua Tagovailoa with 127 with the touchdown of his own. Devon Achane also got hurt in this game as well. The Saints beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unbelievable. 144 for Tyler Shuck with the interception as well. Devin Neal got the touchdown. Baker Mayfield struggled today as well. Man, the game of the week probably. I'm going to go back and rewatch this game. There's so much good things about it. The Buffalo Bills beat the Bengals 39-34. Man, I'm going to have to go back again and watch this game. Joe Burrow with 4 touchdowns, 284. Josh Allen with 251 with 3 touchdowns today as well. The Las Vegas Raiders lose to Denver 24-17, man. We needed the Raiders to win because if the Raiders in the draft position, but Bo Nix takes care of the Broncos today. And the Packers take care of the Chicago Bears. Jordan Love with the hat trick touchdowns of his own. Green Bay beats Chicago for the first time this season, 20-21. Caleb Williams with a bad interception late in the game. The Rams demolished the Cardinals 45-17 after losing last week. Matthew Stafford with a hat trick touchdown today, 281. And Jacoby Brissett with 271 with 2 touchdowns as well. Currently, as the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs are about in halftime right now, 10-0 is the score. Kansas City playoff hopes are on the line right now. CJ Stroud, 12-19, 171. Woody Marks with 10 for 27 as well. Patrick Mahomes, 8 for 12, 58 yards. Oh, man. Oh, that looks very interesting as well. Before we get out of here, though, we do want to say I do appreciate y'all checking out the show. We do want to talk about one more thing, man, and we're going to get real with this here. A lot of people are upset about the Tennessee Titans winning because of the draft position. Yes, I understand your frustration. I understand you guys want to win. But this team wants to win, okay? I hate to break it to you. The Titans are not thinking about the number 1 overall pick. And we explained this last week. I'm going to have to explain it again. The Tennessee Titans morale in the locker room was so bad for the last 5 weeks until coming into today and getting a win on the road. This is huge for Cam Ward, Jeffrey Simmons, players on this team. This is a young Titans team. And for players coming in next year, free agents coming in here next year, Jeffrey Simmons said this in the week, we need to win this game. This is going to solidify the future, and man, it did. And you know what? I'm not mad about Tennessee being number 3 still in the draft at all. Worst case scenario, you might lose against New Orleans. You might lose against Kansas City and San Francisco and still be the top pick. My thing on this is that I'm so freaking proud of this team. I'm so proud of this fight. I'm so proud of these guys coming in and out of the locker room every single day fighting. For even if we're out of the playoffs, this is so good for the morale, so good for the team, so good for Mike McCoy. Congratulations on his first win as a Tennessee Titans head coach. I said that because it's interim, but very excited for the Titans team going forward. I know we might lose next week against San Francisco, but hey, man, I'm so freaking proud of this team and so proud of these boys. That is going to be it from the Titan Report podcast recap. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all next Friday we'll break down against the San Francisco 49ers. See y'all then. Great win. Tighten up.